Hey, what's up guys? It's LEGO Hobo 910 here with another LEGO video. And in this video I'm reviewing set number 76126, the Avengers Ultimate Quinjet from Avengers Endgame. So let's get right into the review. So here is the Ultimate Quinjet, and I just want to start off by saying that this is a really sizable build, and it's a lot bigger than I expected it to be. It's a lot bigger in person than it looks on camera. It's pretty freaking huge. I'd say it's definitely worth the $80. I think $80 is a pretty good price for it. The price per part for it looks good, but then also when you take into account the amount of large plates and bits and bobs here that this has in order to build it, $80 feels even more good, especially with the whole size of this. This feels like more like a $90 to maybe $100 set. So this is definitely a good value. I also like the overall look of this. I really like the dark blue with the transparent orange. Looks pretty cool, with the contrast of colors, and it's just a neat color scheme. And also, just the shaping on this is pretty good. They used a lot of interesting techniques and weird angles here to get all the shaping on the wings here. And then, also, along the center section there, where the windows are. When I saw this, I originally thought this window piece was just going to be like, laying flat like that. Well, obviously I knew it would have an angle like that, but I thought the windshield was more angled and they would just have it, up in its normal position. And that would create something like that, but they're actually pushed down a bit to give it a bit more of a smooth slope. So I really like this. This does stand out a little bit. It pops. At first I thought it was like a little trigger for a play feature of some sort, but no, it's just like little detail meant to be maybe like kind of a searchlight or something. And then I also like the shaping on the front here and also all the little patterns. Along the bottom it doesn't look as good. There's a bit of tan showing, as well as it blocks a bit there weirdly. The bottom doesn't look too bad either. Obviously it doesn't look as good as the top, but it's not as bad as the bottom ships I've seen. I also really like the design of the wings here with the angled part here and then the giant hole with the two kind of repulsors which you can spin if you want. And then along the back here we have the engines, which have two stickers each, one on the top and a little Avengers sticker on the side, which is annoying because it's not like it's a sticker that takes up the whole, so it's really annoying to get those on looking nice and also be semi-symmetrical. I also really like kind of the interesting layered kind of daggery look there. That looks neat and it's not something I've really seen on anything before. Also, they used this piece, which I think I've seen maybe once or twice. It's a really weird piece. It's a large wall piece here. It's meant to be standing upright, and that's kind of like a window through it, but I think it looks really cool on this and was a good part usage. There's also two large stickers here. There aren't that many stickers in the set overall. Basically just the ones on the engines there. These and then one more, which you'll see in a second. But yeah, these definitely add and don't, take away. They're pretty good use of stickers. And then also the end of the wings here can be angled if you want. And this can too, but that's just mostly by the way it's attached. It doesn't have too much range of motion when, this is blocking it, and also some pieces along the bottom block it, so it can't go too far. I also like the shaping here by those, where they didn't just, leave it flat by the repulsors there. As you can see, they have a little bit of curvature there. Just overall, the shaping on this is very smooth and just looks very nice. I think this is one of the best sets out of the whole Endgame wave. It's just a very well done set and looks nice. So now we're going to look at the interior, which is even more of a bonus. So let's start at the front here, which once again has some interesting angles here, and then there's two stud guns. And this set comes with plenty of extra studs here. So there's those two, and then there's also a lot more stud shooters, which we'll see in just a second. Let's open up the cockpit here. It just opens up here and has this Speed Champions windscreen piece in orange. And as you can see, there's plenty of room for the driver. It's not like some cockpits where it's really squished. And then there's another sticker there, which is just like a sticker of the ship itself. And there's a seat, and then that connects into the back. I like how they had it actually connect instead of just, being a wall there and then them being separate rooms. So even though a minifig really can't walk through there and get around the seat, it feels more connected, and like, they can transfer between rooms in the ship. And then if we move along to the back here, this actually opens up in two sections, one on the back, one on the front, Originally, I thought it was all just going to tilt forward or all tilt back. But yeah, it opens up in 2 sections, which helps it get that interesting geometry I pointed out. And here's a giant area. It's a bit, I'm just gonna pop this off here, just that way you can see it a bit better. It's a bit annoying to get your hands in there because, as you can see, it's a pretty deep area, but it has lots of space. There are 2 more tan seats there, where I have Thor and Rocket sitting, and there are so many clips for weapons. There's ones down by the seats over there, where you can see I have Rocket's gun clipped in, and then there are also 2 wall clips here where I have Stormbreaker hanging from, and then yet another clip there where you can hang another weapon. So there's lots of space in here. As you can see, I've put 2 minifigs in there already. And then also there's, of course, the fire extinguisher, which is in a lot of Marvel sets, and there's just 2 more little consoles there with stickers. But then in here, as you can see, I can fit another minifig quite easily. There aren't any studs there for him to attach to or a seat, but you can just set in there. I've already tried setting him back here, but then this runs into his head if he tries to just stay in there. So this set can fit all 4 Avengers that come in the set, 1 in the cockpit, 3 in the back. And there's still plenty of room there. As you can see, I can definitely fit 1 more there. And then I could probably squish another in there, so I can fit about 2 more in here. 1 more comfortably in a second and making it a bit squished. So it's definitely a really nice use of space and really large interior, which I like. And then this just, if I can get it back on, just folds down and runs into these little sticky outs, which is what keeps it from not going too far in. And then that just hits the top of that, as well as running into the sides here. So then that just stays there like that. And then there is even more room if we head on over to the back. This just opens up here. And then from the top here, swings out this, and I really like, it's not even really a mechanism, but I just like the way it's jointed so it swings out like that. It looks pretty cool. It's this 6 stud shooter, which helps contribute to that giant pile of studs I showed you earlier. And I like how they actually built up something for it instead of just a 6 stud shooter there. They like actually have kind of a base. I also really like the use of this piece. It helps shape it and makes it look more interesting. And then under there it's just hollow, and then of course to shoot it you just turn it. But I'm not going to do that because studs will get lost everywhere. You can still close it up with that out, which is very good. Then inside as well, there's also this little vehicle, which we'll look at in a second. And on the box it shows you to slide it in like that. But then if you do that, you really can't fit this in and close the door properly. So the best way I have found to fit this vehicle, pull it out of there. What you do is you flip it upside down like this. And then you just slide it in there as far as you can. And then this swings in fairly nicely. And it all closes up simply. So we're going to pull all this back out again. We'll look at the vehicle in a second. But as you can see, there's plenty of room in the cargo hold. You can see back where Avengers are, and you can see that's quite a long way to get to them. And there's plenty of room in here, so if you don't put anything in here, you could definitely fit, like, minimum of 3 more Avengers comfortably. But if you really wanted to pack it, you could easily fit, like, 5 or 6 more in there, and you could fit basically every Avenger in this movie into this one Quinjet, which is pretty cool. So overall, I like the look of this. I also like how they have all the little silver grate accents throughout, as well as back here and on there. I think this is a really cool ship. It has, a lot of space inside, a lot of usable space as well as the exterior looks great and is just shaped up nicely, and just has a great value for $80. Now let's look at this thing. This weird little vehicle, which is an odd inclusion. It's just kind of a weird throw-in vehicle to help build the battle, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like it. It's just weird, and also, like, okay, maybe I'm fine with the idea of including something, but I don't like this. First of all, the shaping, following around this, it just gets this weird view, especially from the side. And then, how you're supposed to have Hawkeye ride it. So he just grabs onto those handlebars, and then just kind of lays down like this, and that just looks weird. I don't even really like the color scheme of this, because it's meant to kind of continue the color scheme where, you know, it has a dark blue base. But then, on the front, shouldn't this be orange, and then why is that black? But it just doesn't match with the rest of this. Then there's also just the red taillight back there. And for some reason, there's also just these two little Technic balls sticking off the side with just a couple pins. I think maybe it's that way when you slide it in, it fits into the thing better. Like, are those supposed to latch onto something? Tricycle thing with little ball joints sticking off it, and I don't know, it's a weird, unnecessary inclusion. And then it just, like, has two stud guns on the side here, which can swivel slightly, and they definitely don't help the look. Because I think if you took them off, it would get rid of a bit of the chunkiness and make it look slightly better. But this just looks weird, and I'm kind of going to ignore it. So here are the two villains in the set. These are just two identical Chitauri minifigs. And we did get some Chitauri from the Avengers sets, but these are different versions. Literally not a single thing is the same with them. The main difference being the Chitauri in the Avengers sets had the masks on, and these are Chitauri without masks, plus the torso prints are completely different. I really like those torso prints. They're very kind of gnarly and alien looking. I also like the little bits of blue in there. And I really, really like the faces with that just wicked grin there. And also all the gold printing up there. And that just continues around to the back for the bit of mask on it. Like, not the full mask covering the face, but just kind of a bit of a headdress, I guess you could call it. Then they have these pretty cool built-up guns. And I like that they decided to build something up instead of just, you know, using one blaster piece. And it just uses this ray gun piece as a base with then a couple pieces on it. And that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad that they decided to build something that just looks better. It makes them more unique than just throwing in a generic gun piece. Overall, I think these are some pretty cool generic baddies. And I wish they would have given us these in some more sets than just this one. Instead of having a bunch of Outriders and all the other sets, you know, we could have more of these guys, because these guys are pretty cool. And right now, this is the only way to get them, and will probably be the only way for the rest of the time. And so if you want two of these, you're going to have to spend $80 on a large set. So you're not going to be able to mask them, sadly. Two of the 4 Avengers in this set. We have Black Widow and Hawkeye. They use the same Quantum Realm suits that the heroes in all of the other sets have. And I've said this in every Endgame review, even though these are redundant, and you're going to get a lot of them and it's a bit annoying, they're not bad torsos, they're still very high quality. And when I tilt it back, you can see when the light hits it right. Although you can see all those little silver dots printed on the dark gray areas, kind of get that metal weave look, which is pretty cool. And also they even like have toe printing and everything, so they're very high quality, just they're very redundant. Also like the little bits of gray printing on the chest area. Hawkeye is obviously a bit cooler, as you know, he also has the arrow pack, and I'm not going to bother taking that off to show you the back the torso, because that's what it looks like. Black Widow has the same one. And Black Widow, of course, just has her electro stabs, and Hawkeye his bow. And this is the same head that they've been using for Black Widow for a while, with this ponytail piece. And I believe this is the first time that it's being used on her. There's the other face. And then Hawkeye, of course, uses the sleepyhead hair, which is used on a lot of minifigs. I think they should have made a new hairpiece for his new haircut in Endgame. Then he has the one face, which is just a smile. And then that other face where he's more angry, and that's what it looks like with the hair. So these are the first of 4 Avengers minifigs, and I think they were a good inclusion in this set. And I don't really have much to say about them because it's super redundant with the torsos. Here are the other 2 Avengers. We have Thor and Rocket. And for Stormbreaker, it's the same build as it is in then Thor's head and hair is the same from and Infinity War. We'll look at the second face in a second. And then Rocket over here, I believe the headpiece is new. Or at least, well, the headpiece is new, but I believe it's a new color with the silver at the bottom there. And of course, he uses the same tail. And the only difference he has for the torso and legs is he just has short legs, which don't have the Quantum Realm suit printed on them. I like his built-up gun design there. It looks pretty interesting. I like how every time they include him in a set, it's a slightly different design. And then there's Thor's main head. We'll just flip it around there. So you can see the secondary head, which is pretty cool. Once again, it's the same as the head from Ragnarok and Infinity War. So it's nothing new there. And once again, just don't really have much to say because they're just the same as everyone else with the exception of the heads. Yeah, here they are. Overall, this is a really good set. The build here is epic, and I love all the space inside. The 4 Avengers are just the same as everyone else. The Quantum Realm suit starts to get really redundant. The 2 Chitauri are pretty nice inclusions. And also, one last thing. This comes with a teal brick separator. Ever since they kind of released them in sets, brick separators have been orange. Until the LEGO Movie 2 line, where in a couple sets it was teal. I never ended up getting any of those sets, though. So this is the first time I've gotten a teal brick separator. So that's pretty awesome, since they only come in a few LEGO Movie 2 sets, and I believe this is the only non-LEGO Movie 2 set they come in. So that's pretty awesome. It'll be a fine addition to my collection. But yeah, overall, I really like this set and would highly recommend it. That's all from me for now, and bye.